CookUnity, we are back and we're going to do a bit of a deep dive. Hey, it's Kimberlee and welcome back to my channel. I make videos on all things lifestyle on a budget. And since the beginning of the year, I've been sharing my experience using CookUnity, which is a chef-crafted meal delivery service. And I've been enjoying it and sharing my experience of making my orders, what types of meals there are, how they taste. Let's be real, there are so many different meal delivery services, but when it gets down to it, aren't you really mostly looking at the appearance of things? So I want to share what the meals actually look like when they arrive, what they look like once they're cooked, whether in the microwave or in the oven, which is the suggested way of cooking the meals. I've already shared time and time again how delicious I think the meals are, but now we're also going to share the portion size. So just going to show you what you're going to actually be getting when you do order from CookUnity. Let's hop right into it. As you may know, I get 4 meals delivered, so there's an option between the different amount of meals that you can get a week. I have about a 3-day window to make my decision on the meals that I want for the following week, and then they are delivered on a specific day, which mine is usually Sunday, and it's usually in the later half of the day. This is the bag, as we know, that it comes in, and mine are hand delivered. I know some people, depending on where you live, it's not hand delivered, it comes in a box and it's shipped, but mine are hand delivered, which is a nice little extra. It's a nice little door-to-door service there. Insulated bag, so you don't have to be there when they are dropping off the meals, because there's also going to be these ice packs inside of here. And one of the big changes I noticed since the start of the year is that it used to be a plastic bag that was chilled with the ice, but now it's actually more eco-friendly, and it's this brown paper right here. Mine is a little floppy because I've been letting these ice packs thaw out. I really liked that they changed the material so it is more eco-friendly. And what you can do with this is, because it's recycled paper, you can recycle it, and then you can also compost the gel that's inside, which I think is a really great idea. My building has compost, which makes things so much easier for me because I've usually just been composting scraps of food on my own. I'm going to continue to thaw this out, and then I can go ahead and just compost it, which is great. So I like seeing this change here that they have for the way that they chill them. And as we've seen time and time again, the meals are in these like TV dinner containers that are also recyclable as well. And the only plastic that is a part of them is the plastic that is the film on top of the meals. So I'm gonna go through each meal right here, and throughout the video, I'm gonna show you up close what the meals look like, everything like that, and then we'll see how they cook and what they look like after. So as I've mentioned, I am vegan, so luckily for me, CookUnity has a large variety of vegan options, and I've not yet gone through all of them, which is great. I find them to be the most diverse in options that they have for a meal delivery service, so that's a major plus. So I have 2 meals that I've previously gotten before and love. And then I have 2 new meals, which is exciting because, like I said, I can always switch things up. The ones that I'm very much looking forward to, these are my OG staples. The first one is this sesame ginger tofu poke bowl, and then the jollof pasta and primavera vegetables. They are both so incredibly delicious. In my opinion, they're so incredibly filling, and the spices are just out of this world. These chefs know what they're doing. Nothing about these tastes bland at all. They're super flavorful, and that stands out to me the most. Here is an up close on the jollof pasta and primavera vegetables. Here is a calorie count and nutrition guide for anyone's interested. And then this is our first impressions. It looks incredibly fresh, and I just can't get over the vibrant colors. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes at 350 like the instructions say, and we'll see how it all turns out. Okay, so it's been 13 minutes, which I think is definitely enough. And let's see what we're working with. I just can't get over that vibrant color, am I right? That looks so good. And like I was saying, for transparency, let's see how much actually fills up a whole plate. I would argue that you could almost have like 2 servings of this pasta. I mean, I end up eating the whole thing, but let's just see how much ends up getting dished out. So as you can see, it's quite a good amount of pasta. I would say that there is no shortage of portion size. You will not be extra hungry after eating all of this. But again, bonus points for the fact that it's like, this is clearly a chopped carrot. This is clearly, you know, tomatoes in here. There's zucchini and squash in here. Like it looks as if someone prepared this elsewhere, put it in, you know, a dish container, and then you're able to reheat it. It is so fresh. It is so tasty. Probably if this was a regular pasta, I wouldn't have got it. Because of the seasoning, it being a jollof pasta, like I was curious to try that out. and it does not disappoint. I always say that the sesame poke bowl is my favorite, but this really does just knock it out the water because it's just that good. But if there is a slight chance that spice is not your thing, this definitely has some cayenne that gives it a bit of a kick. Everything looks and tastes incredibly fresh. Clearly a 10 out of 10. It looks exactly how it looks before you get it. So tonight is a show night, so I'm gonna take the sesame ginger tofu poke bowl with me to go to the show. So I'm not gonna be able to obviously use an oven or anything like that, but I can also use the microwave so I can have a nice little meal during the show. Close up on the cover of the sesame ginger tofu poke bowl. Like I said, this is one of my go-to staples, and here is what it looks like. Looks pretty fresh as usual. This sauce is delicious. I can't wait to dive into that, and let's take it through the microwave. What I really like about the poke bowl is that it has a lot of veggies mixed in with some protein, and it is really filling, but it's also light, so it's not like a pasta or, I mean, there is black rice, but it's not like a heavier rice to where I feel weighed down. I feel like it's very satiating and it's tasty. I was super excited to try something completely new, and I mean, even the looks of this did not disappoint. It looks really delicious and really flavorful. I mean, just look at it. It looks perfect. So I'm gonna take out the dressing or the sauce, and we're gonna put this in again for 350. I'm gonna go for 13 minutes. Here's what we're working with. It looks delicious. In keeping with the transparency, I'm gonna put this all in a plate so that we can see how much of the portion size everything is. This seems like a good amount of a standard size of farro. Let's see how much tofu you get, and then the cauliflower. Okay, so before I add the sauce in, this is the portion size. I think that looks great. It looks absolutely delicious. My mouth is pretty much watering. Okay, yeah, taking the easy road out so I don't have to put my lighting on, but this looks so good. I didn't even add the sauce just yet, but I am gonna do that now. I'm gonna drizzle this mostly like over the tofu and the cauliflower. Put some on for the couscous or the farro as well. I will say that the tofu is not fried. It's more of a baked. It's not crispy. Wow, that's a blast of flavor in the best way. Yo, they should do a partnership to where they have like cooking classes or something, because I'm trying to learn how to make this on my own. The cauliflower is really good too. I don't like cauliflower a lot of the times if it's really watery, because I feel like it just ends up tasting bland, but they clearly dried this out really well and added seasoning, and it's very, very flavorful. 10 out of 10. You could fight me in the comments if you were like, oh, I don't like CookUnity, the food is bland. We would have to fight. There's no way you could believe this off of the meals that I've at least tried. One thing they're gonna do is they're gonna have their seasoning. Again, specifically putting it on a plate so that y'all can see the portion size. And I think that's a good amount. I mean, I can't keep giving out 10 out of 10s, but like 10 out of 10, this is so freaking good. And finally, the chana masala, which is a new one for me as well. This one looks like it kind of like fell over maybe in transit, but I am excited to try it out, and first glance looks like someone made this and just slapped a seal on it. Okay, let's see what we're working with. It looks delicious. There's really not that much greens, so I feel like I'm the only person that would be like, I wish there were more. But anyone else out there that's trying to get their greens in, you won't be getting too much of that on this one. Okay, here's what we're working with. I feel like I'm just laughing to myself every time, because every time I get a new meal, I feel like I win the lottery, where I'm like, oh my gosh, how could it be that this one looks so good too? They all look good. I think we can rest that case right here. If I'm gonna be picky, because I like to give an honest review, I wish that the greens was a bit more, just, you know, to color up the plate a bit. The chickpeas look so good. And I've got this creamy sauce, a little of that on the rice and a little of that on the chickpeas, or pretty much everything else. Very good. Really flavorful, not overpowering, not spicy. Let's get the coconut rice, which usually isn't a big thing for me. I like coconut water, but certain overly coconut tasting things I don't love. Let's see how powerful that taste is. It's subtle. I want to say it's kale and cabbage. It's good. I just wish there was more. That's my only thing. This one cooked in the oven longer, so it was 18 to 20 minutes. And I think that's to make sure that the rice got cooked thoroughly. I'm just gonna cut the video now and do my overall so I could dive into this. I wanted to give a closer, in-depth look at all these meals, and I hope that this video was helpful to show you just how fresh and delicious everything is. If you were curious about portion size, I hope that this was helpful. They're very hearty meals. Regardless of diet, I like that there is so much diversity within whatever your meal choices are. That stands out to me a lot, so I can just kind of keep cycling through and trying different things. Let's have a conversation down below. What is it like to see the meals up close? What are your thoughts? What are your concerns? Do you have any specific questions about the meals or the preparation? It's super easy. Now that I've done almost a week of using the oven versus the microwave, they both taste great either way. One is just faster. None of the quality of the food is spared by how you warm it up, in my opinion. Thank y'all so much as always for watching. I'm gonna continue to dive into this meal, and I will see you in the next one.